So what exactly is Dance Dance Revolution? Dance Dance Revolution, also abbreviated as DDR, was developed by Japanese video game and entertainment giant Konami in 1998. So how do you play DDR exactly? Players stand on a dancing platform consisting of 4 arrows laid out in a cross. On the screen is your note highway, which is from left to right, labeled left, down, up, and right. In order to get points in this game, you have to correctly step on the corresponding arrow panel located on the dance pad and on your screen on time with the beat of the music. Here's a simple demonstration. How did such a strange but quirky game get so popular in the States during the early 2000s? But before I move on to that, I want to talk about a few of DDR's predecessors. The first notable predecessor I want to talk about is a game released in 1996 for the original PlayStation, and its name is Parappa the Rapper.
You gotta do what? I gotta believe!
Parappa the Rapper's story revolves around a paper-thin light dog named Parappa. Basically, Parappa is in love with his best friend, who happens to be a flower, named Sunny. However, Parappa has a rival named Joe Chin, who is also madly in love with Sunny. Joe Chin, as you can tell by this single picture, is a huge narcissist, and basically, he outflexes Parappa in literally everything. Parappa is really conscious about Joe, so he goes on his own journey to find ways to impress Sunny, whether it be getting his driver's license,
Step on the gas, step on the brakes, step on the brakes,
or even taking Kung Fu.
kick, punch.
However, Parappa eventually manages to win Sunny's love by confessing his feelings through a rap at her birthday party. What made Parappa the Rapper such an influential game was that it was considered the first true rhythm game. Parappa the Rapper would inspire other video game companies to create similar rhythm games. The first company to do that would be Konami. And the game that would kickstart Konami's entry into the rhythm game world would be a game called Beatmania. Beatmania was released in 1997, just a year before DDR. Its gameplay can be best described as a DJ simulator. Beatmania's gameplay is kind of similar to that of DDR's, except instead of using your feet, you use your hands to press the keys and turn the turntable. It features the same note highway system and the same concept of the more notes you hit in time with the music, the more points you get. Also, around this time, Konami would create a separate video game division dedicated just to rhythm games called Beatmania. DDR would be the second game that Beatmania would make. Moving back to DDR, its popularity can be explained by the differences in American and Japanese arcade game culture. Strange and really unique games like DDR were common in Japanese arcades, but in American arcades, we never seen this kind of stuff before. American arcade owners followed the simple formula of having your typical generic racing, shooting, or action game. So when Konami wanted to expand their markets, they weren't sure if DDR would do really well in America. But in 1999, Konami decided to test the waters anyway and released DDR cabinets for sale to American arcades. And this would probably be the best decision that Konami would ever make. DDR began spreading like wildfire. It was so popular that literally everyone and their mothers drove to the nearest arcade they could find on a Saturday night just to dance to some genre of music that they probably never even heard before. With DDR becoming such a success, practically every arcade owner was begging Konami to give them a DDR cabinet. However, Konami couldn't keep up with the tidal wave of cabinet orders, so American arcade owners had to resort to buying second-hand cabinets from Japanese arcades. However, Konami wasn't the biggest fan of that. Importing cabinets would support the Japanese division of Konami rather than the American division of Konami. Regardless of the legality, the machines that were being imported from Japan came with the newest versions of DDR that were leagues ahead of the old outdated versions that were in American cabinets. And at the same time, Konami would release DDR for the original PlayStation and PlayStation 2 for players to play at home. Everything was going great for DDR, and its popularity continued to rise with no end in sight. However, Konami decides to take DDR and crash it straight into a brick wall with the release of DDR Supernova in 2006. A huge flaw about Supernova was that it couldn't be obtained in American arcade cabinets without buying another whole cabinet again. Arcade owners didn't feel the need to buy another entirely separate cab just to upgrade this one game. And at this point, people just started losing interest, and DDR was becoming a passing fad. With Supernova being a complete flop, Konami tried to redeem itself in America by releasing DDR-X in 2009. However, DDR-X turned out to be a complete failure. The company that Konami hired to make the cabinets for DDR-X made them so poorly that the game was basically unplayable. And before the whole X fiasco, DDR's popularity was already sinking with the release of Guitar Hero. What made Guitar Hero great was that you didn't have to leave the house to play it. It also features songs from bands that you already probably know of, such as Metallica and Nirvana. And after Just Dance came out, DDR was pretty much finished. But it wasn't done yet. In 2016, Konami decided to try again in America with its release of DDR Ace. Since the release of Ace, DDR has risen in popularity again. More and more tournaments for it are being hosted every year, and its community of new and old generation of players continues to grow. In late 2016, for the first time ever, America was allowed to participate in the DDR section for the annual Konami Arcade Championships held in Japan. The Konami Arcade Championships was exclusively for players in Japan and Asia only. But Konami in the 6th annual championship allowed 3 of the top US players to participate in the tournament. One of the American players, nicknamed Chris for Life, was able to defeat the defending world champion for FEMS and took the title of DDR champion back home to America. This is all to say that DDR has officially made a comeback in America. And with Konami bringing in new cabinets with the newest DDR game, A20, into American arcades, the future for DDR in America continues to look bright. DDR is truly a revolutionary game. It brought in a new culture of arcade games that America has never before seen in its arcades. It helped many people lose weight and get fit. And most importantly, DDR has provided a sense of community to many people and has helped people get out of their comfort zones and make new friends while having fun. And with that, there's one important question that remains. Will DDR ever reach its level of popularity that it had in the early 2000s? Or will Konami let it flop again like it had in 2009? However, only time could tell for now what that answer will be. But for now,
Let's DDR!